Thanks for joining me. 3 paycheck month here. So the quest today, daily quest I have today, besides to send a card to silver, which I may or may not do, is win one match using a single color deck. I've decided to use green. I've also limited my options to green and the spawners so I can see what I can see. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and, I don't want to use max level card. So the point of max level cards is when you have them, let's say from stone at level 5, you can then ascend them to from stone to bronze, bronze, silver, silver, gold after each one reaches 5. So what you want to do is, if you have multiple spawners like I do, you want to try to use up the non-level 5s first. That way they can be ascended or used as ascending fodder pretty easily. So I like to have a lot of ranged units and then use maybe one melee unit as a range support. That's about it. But we're going to go ahead and do kind of a late game build here. Let's see, we need a building. We're going to use this building, the sapling bush, to push Nexus turrets and things like that. Alright. For spawns, since we have a large amount of range that will be spawning in, a couple melees, we want something to kind of soak some damage, so I'm going to throw in some melee here. Oh, well, I guess we're going to have to throw a couple of these guys in here because I don't want to use this card. Using a tier level bronze will actually make this entire deck have to fight in bronze, and I want to try to avoid that if possible. So we're going to go with a interesting build here. I have no idea how this is going to work, but we're going to see. Do another range unit. Sure, another range unit, why not? Oh, I know why not. I know exactly why I don't want to do that. I'll throw one range unit there, a couple of buildings, a melee, and then I'm going to go ahead and look at the spells I have. I don't think I have any quest for these, but yeah, let's use Giant Growth and then Tingle. I could use 2 Giant Growths, but I don't want to. Again, I'm avoiding using the ones that are already maxed here because there's no reason to do that. So let's jump into a game and see how this does. 57 players online. That's not bad. I've seen it as high as almost 100 and as low as 36, so 57 seems about the median, the mean. Right now it says I'm in queue. I wrote to them in the feedback section of this that it shouldn't just have like, hey, you're in queue, but you've been in queue this long, and what the estimated wait time is. Like, you know, do you have to wait between 1 and 3 minutes? I usually wait about, I don't know, I want to say about 45 seconds to a minute. And look at that, hit about 45 seconds and I went in there. Oh, interesting. Creatures. Mr. Murr. So it'll be green versus green. Okay, so I don't think we've talked about this yet, and I'm going to put this in here. See these little circles you're seeing in the spawn area? So I didn't know this until I did some research, but if you don't put one of your spawning units into these areas, it won't spawn. That's the random part, because these little circles appear randomly. So just because, let's say you had 8 things in the spawn, you don't get 8 every spawn. So you kind of have to spread them out. You want to make sure they're in a green glowing area to make sure you generate a unit immediately. And you want to kind of have it in a way where you know it'll be beneficial to you. Which I know that might sound weird considering I just said it's random, but it's what you can do. So we're going to go with a range unit comp here. And as soon as we go in, we're going to lay down some saprolings just to apply a little bit of pressure. Something there. There we go. So we have some range units following up here. We've got some melee units. These will be used to soak some damage. He's got a lot of archers there. We're just going to go ahead and do that. And the reason why we did that is because any unit that is rooted takes damage per second. Okay, now I'm going to put a bush way over here. And the reason why I'm doing that is I'm hoping these don't get stopped, so they'll absorb some of the cannon shots here. This guy is building a pretty standard comp. He's got ranged units and a melee unit. That's not bad. We're going to have more popping up here in a minute. Oh, and because I've been explaining things and not paying attention, we're going to lose the rush game here. That's okay. Oh, because I'm just trying to get on the unit that doesn't exist yet. Alright, let's just do that. Lock them down. See, I just placed it there, which was a glowing tile, and it immediately generated units, and it should do so in the future. These tiles as well will generate. See how it ticks down there? So generating, it's going random. So I may not have enough. I might have to switch. I don't play a lot of green, so this is going to be interesting. They've already exhausted my cannon shots. I'm going to try to giant growth this dude, increases damage. Got a melee unit there. I just need him to soak some damage. So it's hard once someone gets a cannon here, because you notice it's immediately killing a bunch of my units. So now that I've exhausted it, I have a better chance of dealing something, but ooh, let me tell you. Okay, another trick to playing is if you see units coming like this, you need to generate with them so you have a mass front going. We're going to actually put down a melee unit so we can get some more help there. I'll put down another building. So I went ahead, that increases their healing and damage when they're fighting a unit. We're going to put this guy right there. Hopefully it'll soak some of this damage here. Now if you notice, because of how I decided to do my push strategy... Oh, why didn't I attack those dudes? That's weird. Anyway, because I decided to do that push strategy, where I've got these little melee guys coming in on the side, it's helping quite a bit taking these things. So now, limitation on his part, even if he pushes past here to take the second stage turret, it would cost him... He'd have to wait 3 minutes before he could do that, which is a considerable amount of time in this game. Alright, so we're going to have some guys jump in the push here, put some more bush dudes down, do another melee. You see all these glowing green stuff? Right there, boom! Instant respawn. So now we just took his second tier turret. That's not really to my advantage, because if he pushes past it, it'll take me 3 minutes to collect it again. And this guy's building pretty good. He's going halvesies. That's not bad, but that's not exactly what I would do for me. And this now you'll see the point of using these little saplings. They're going to run here and just... They're worthless units, pretty much, but they're good at eating up shots. And we have a little small army coming here, so we just want to help enforce that. We're going to root these guys down so they take some extra damage. He's doing a pretty good push right here. We're going to go ahead and not try to reinforce this. We're going to let our... Well, I guess we may as well, right? I didn't think we were going to, but there's no point in not doing it with us already pushing nearly 500 mana. I don't want them in the fight just yet, so we're going to do that. Give that guy some healing. Really run some more bushes down. So you can only have 6 of these buildings going at a time. Look at that. I love it when it attacks the buildings like, oh, perfect, perfect, yes. So that's the strategy here. I'm running these saplings and just exhaust that because it costs me nothing to do that. Right there. Let's see how this guy's doing on his side. So he has 2, 4, 6. I have 2, 4, 6, 7, and I think that just goes to management. So now he's in some real Dutch here. The Dutch he's in is the fact that he just ran out of energy, or ran out of shots on his Nexus. So it is to my benefit Oh boy, that was a mistaken push though. We're actually gonna hold on to that. Now we're approaching 406. We don't have to wait any longer, I guess. Okay, the Nexus turrets are hitting themselves now. That happens because the game is nearing its final conclusion. And of course, since he has no shots, we have stuff coming in, we're gonna win if it's just coming towards a tie like that, which it really isn't. It really isn't. We're already running in here, this guy's out of energy, he's trying to place him back to give him some leeway, and there's just nothing he can do. This game is over. Victory! GG. 100% win rate for one game. Thanks for joining me. 3 Paycheck Month. Please subscribe. It'd mean a lot.